The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista. Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise. Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning here at 5 a.m. and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Chris Burton in today for Alex Fisher, who is on vacation once again.
We begin this morning with your 17 homicide tracker. 3 people were shot late last night in Southwest Bakersfield. One of them, a 17-year-old boy, was killed. Bakersfield police officers say they were called to a home on Olmco Court near Cardiff Avenue just after 10:30 last night. That's where they found 3 men who had been shot. Police say the 17-year-old boy was killed while another man and a juvenile were taken to the hospital. By our count, there have been 137 homicides in Kern County this year. A record 140 killings were recorded in Kern last year.
And now to a follow-up on the happy story of a once homeless veteran and father helped into an apartment of his own. Rafael Torres is behind bars just days after the community came out in droves to brighten the holidays for him and his children. 17 News sat down with him for a jailhouse interview, and Christian Galeno reports.
Was set to be a joyous holiday for Rafael Torres and his 4 kids. Local organizations, community members, civic leaders showing up with furniture, toys for the kids, and food. But now
they got me up here like this. After all that happened, people kept on coming back, giving more stuff. Kevin McCarthy came back again to get more presents. I was tired out of my mind.
Torres now sits in Kern County Jail facing 2 felony and 2 misdemeanor charges for willful cruelty to 2 of his children, according to court documents.
Whatever toy it was one toy that all of them was fighting over.
Torres continues to question what could have led to his December 26 arrest by BPD.
I remembered that at Walmart, I kind of grabbed my son by the back of the neck because he wasn't listening. And I guess I grabbed too hard.
That child was 8 years old. He's also charged with hurting his 6-year-old son. The father says he was overwhelmed as he adjusted to caring for his kids when he noticed strange behavior.
Most of the time I hear him scream like, oh yeah, so-and-so's hitting me. The only time I really jump up and get up is if they say there's a knife involved.
The kids would spend Christmas with their mother.
We took them to her boyfriend's house, which is my cousin. The detectives and all the rest of them, they sit there and said, oh, we're bringing the kids to you. And I looked out the window door and I said, my kids is not with them. Oh, yes, like I was thinking it was just the neck thing and the face. And I was like, I didn't do neither one of those things.
Torres now sits with his thoughts about his future as a father.
Why would I hurt my kids? Why would I, after all this stuff that happened, why would I hurt them? That's what I want to keep on asking people. People keep on thinking it's a joke. Like, why would I hurt them? I'm just I don't even know if I win the case and get them back, if I would just keep them or not, because this is what's going to happen the next time.
CityServe, along with Honor Flight, did confirm that the groups involved agreed to take back donations for the veteran and instead donate them to other veterans who are establishing themselves in new housing. The children, on the other hand, get to keep their toys.
Now tracking the coronavirus across the state, and new coronavirus cases are breaking pandemic records with higher numbers potentially on the horizon. The U.S. is seeing a 60% surge in daily COVID cases compared to last week, largely due to the Omicron variant. Though officials say the highly contagious variant may be less severe than Delta, adults hospitalized with COVID increased by 38% last month. Pediatric hospitalizations rose at nearly double that pace, putting parents on edge.
I just feel like we're at this point of we've done everything we can, my husband and I, to protect them and keep them safe and healthy.
Health officials are now discussing whether the term fully vaccinated should be modified to include boosters. The CDC hasn't changed its definition yet, but some colleges, businesses, and sports leagues are already requiring the additional shot. Meantime, Kern County Public Health says more than 1 million people here locally are now vaccinated against COVID-19. And some more good news, state data shows more than 70% of people in California are fully vaccinated against the virus.
Your time now is 5:08. In this court watch this morning, a Bakersfield man is due in court today in connection to a smash and grab robbery earlier this month at Kevin Jewelers in the Valley Plaza Mall. 20-year-old Jonathan Sanchez was arrested Tuesday for organized retail theft, conspiracy, and grand theft after he was identified as one of the suspects in the December 9th burglary. The burglars smashed a display case at Kevin Jewelers and stole about $100,000 in merchandise. This is an ongoing investigation, and anyone with any information is encouraged to call Bakersfield Police at 327-7111.
And a woman accused of trying to kidnap 3 children in Northwest Bakersfield last month will have a hearing on January 10th to determine which state hospital she'll be staying at. 18-year-old Alina Serta has been found not competent to stand trial, and criminal proceedings have been suspended. She was identified as the woman who tried to kidnap 2 children who were being pushed in a stroller by their mother in a parking lot, and another child nearby on the evening of November 23rd in the area of Olive and Knudsen Drives. 5:39 is your time now, and making headlines around the state. A man who was killed in a shark attack while boogie boarding in Morro Bay last week has been identified by his family as a Sacramento resident. The attack happened on Christmas Eve in an area known as The Pit, a popular spot for surfers. Officials have not identified the victim, but family members tell our affiliate KCRA in Sacramento the man was 42-year-old Tomas Butterfield. No one witnessed the attack, but officials believe Butterfield was bitten by a great white shark. A surfer spotted Butterfield floating in the water and brought him to shore, but he was already dead. This is the first deadly shark attack in the area in more than 18 years.
Meantime, the search continues this morning for a missing skier in Truckee. 43-year-old Rory Angelata was reported missing on Christmas Day after he didn't show up to dinner with friends. He was last seen heading up to the North Star Ski Resort, which has received heavy snowfall in recent days. Several resources have been deployed by the Placer County Sheriff's Office, including a Black Hawk helicopter fitted for search in extreme weather. But officials admit time and hope are running out.
Even an experienced mountaineer with all the proper equipment heading out there with the intent to weather this type of storm would be very hard pressed to survive. And the only reason we've kept it up this long is because he is so experienced. He has been in the backcountry.
Cal Berkeley reported Tuesday morning that precipitation in the area had totaled 202 inches so far in December, breaking the month's record of 193 inches set back in 1970.
Looking ahead to the new year with new rules for California education systems across the state. Starting in 2022, middle and high schools that offer at least one course in health education must also start incorporating mental health into those courses. Pushed amid concerns of a youth mental health crisis in the pandemic, lawmakers hope the curriculum will help students identify the signs and symptoms of mental illness and empower them to ask for help. Another new law taking effect this year requires community colleges to offer ethnic studies courses at each of his campuses. The course will be a requirement starting in the 24-25 school year.
If you want plastic utensils with your takeout in the new year, you'll have to ask for them. A state law will require a restaurant to only give out plastic knives, forks, and spoons on request. Same goes for ketchup and other condiments that come in those little plastic packages. Studies show much of that stuff ends up unused and wasted. And new this morning, for the second year in a row, the annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show will be postponed because of COVID-19. Organizers said Wednesday the event will be held later due to the surge of the Omicron variant in New York City. The show was originally set to take place in mid-January. A new date has not been announced. The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is usually held in February, but this year it was moved to June and held outdoors because of COVID-19.
Also new this morning, a surprising reason some of you like your coffee black and why you probably like dark bitter chocolate. It could be in your genes. Researchers at Northwestern University say people who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day have a lower risk of certain diseases. They're talking about Parkinson's, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and several types of cancer. So if that includes you, you are a lucky winner of a nice genetic trait. As for bitter chocolate, studies show it boosts mental alertness. Enjoy your chocolate, folks. and enjoy your black coffee. Maddie, I understand you like it black.
Both of those things, and Kevin was making fun of me just yesterday, so I appreciate this story very much.
So I want to give you kind of a traffic update as well. I-5 over the Grapevine is closed to north and southbound traffic at this time because of snow and ice. Now, if you're wondering about the 58, we have rain falling along the 58 and all lanes are open there. So if you are traveling to Los Angeles, don't even try it right now. Or if you have family or friends that are coming to Bakersfield, tell them to turn around before they get caught in that traffic mess, and we'll keep a close eye on it.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.